Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it, and I'm finally bringing you guys this $30 bundle video. I'm super late on it. The Steam Lunar sale ends tomorrow, and I'm finally getting this video out. And working on this video, I really noticed that it's not more so of making a bundle that hits $30, although I do have bundles. That's the point of this video. At the end of this video, I also want to take a look at super cheap games you guys should have an eye on just to break that $30 threshold, because I think that's the issue. You get like really freaking close, and then you can't break that $30 threshold. Well, I got some very cheap options. We're talking games south of $3, some games even south of $1, and those games will help you exceed past that $30 limit, because let's say you're eyeing a game like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That game is $29.99. What the hell are you gonna get with that to break that threshold? You can't add like a $15 game unless you just want that $15 game. For a lot of you guys, if you just want AC Odyssey and you're like, I want to break that $30 threshold, you just want a cheap game to go with that, that's also pretty good, and we'll be looking at some of those at the end of the video. But I also have some bundles for you guys. 2 bundles, that's it. Just because, like I said, I think for the most of you guys, you just want to break that $30 threshold. So let's get started. This first bundle I have right here, and of course you guys see Witcher 3 right off the bat, is this open world, lots of content type of bundle. You're getting a lot of hours for your money, and starting things off, we do have the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Game of the Year Edition for $15. This is just an insane deal. You can get the base game for $12, but Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine add a considerable amount of content, so you should just get the Game of the Year Edition. Witcher 3 is tremendous. I've talked about this game so much. Do I think CD Projekt Red should have won Developer of the Year for 2018? No, but I will say back in 2015, they did a tremendous job with this game. The DLC is great. The base game is great. I've often said that this is the perfect single-player experience because just about every element that you could ask for, it really nails that. From the storytelling, visuals, gameplay, it's all at an exceptionally high level, and if you have a decent PC that can run this game, you can play it at higher settings, higher frame rates, higher resolution. Man, oh man, you're in for a treat with this one. Moving on from that, I also have Far Cry 5 here. I just think this is such a good deal. I know Far Cry 5 has had a little bit mixed of a reception, but $15 for FC5, man, that's really good. If you want to go a different route, you can also check out Watch Dogs 2. I don't know why I keep recommending these Ubisoft open world games, but Watch Dogs 2 has a great deal as well. That's 80% off for $12. That might even be a better deal than FC5, and I personally might think Watch Dogs 2 is the better game, but Far Cry 5 I feel like is more notable, more people want the game, and it's a more recent game, but Watch Dogs 2 is great as well. Far Cry 5 for $15, yes, it has a lot of the elements of FC3 and FC4. Those games are pretty cheap as well, as is FC Primal, but Far Cry 5, again, more recent, a lot of content here, pretty cool open world to explore, and if you can play it at high settings, again, another one that looks really good on PC. So those games inherently take you to $29.98, so you want a cheap game to round things out. I want a little bit more expensive. I did go with Sleeping Dogs, the Definitive Edition. This is $4.49, so you're essentially getting all 3 of these games for a little under $30 after you factor in the $5 discount. Essentially, you get Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition for free if you want to think about it like that. And getting Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition for free, that is tremendous. I absolutely love this game. Unfortunately, it didn't do all too well from a sales and commercial standpoint, and we never got a Sleeping Dogs 2, but it's so unfortunate because this game is so good. A lot of people will say it's like Grand Theft Auto in Hong Kong, and it's so much more than that. Yes, it's an open world crime thriller, however, it has a more contained open world, has a decent amount of content, but it's got more of an emphasis on its hand-to-hand combat, more of an emphasis on the characters and storytelling, and I just thought it was such a great game. $4.50 for the Definitive Edition. You get a bunch of DLC, and it is just a great game. Back in 2012, when the original copy was released, it was a game that a lot of people were benchmarking, and even to this day, I would say it looks rather good, and it's not too hard to run at this point. You look at the requirements, not bad at all. $4.50 for that is great. So that's gonna round out the first bundle. The next bundle, a lot of you guys were commenting down below that you were a little bit upset that I forgoed all the weeb games, and a lot of you guys got tight that I kept saying weeaboo and I kept describing these games as weeb games. Guys, relax. I'm the biggest weeaboo PC gamer probably on YouTube. I watched the entirety of Sword Art Online. It doesn't get more weeaboo than that. Just be a little bit more lighthearted, make a little bit fun of yourself. It's not a big deal, but nonetheless, I have a weeaboo bundle for you guys. You guys ain't changing me on saying that word. Great games, great JRPGs here, a little bit above that $30 threshold once again, but some great games. Valkyria Chronicles 1 is 66% off for $6.79. I love this game. I can't say enough good things about Valkyria Chronicles. I played through Valkyria Chronicles 4, and that game was tremendous. The first game is really good. Had minor issues on PC playing it pretty recently. I played this to get ready for VC4, and I had a couple of crashes here and there, but it wasn't game-breaking at all, and we're talking like 2 crashes in the entire playthrough, so that's nothing to really snuff about, and we're talking a 40-hour game here. What's great about VC is the storytelling. The storytelling is incredible. The characters are great. They're engaging. It's a pretty emotional game, and the gameplay is very strong too. It's strategy turn-based, and it's a lot different than pretty much every other JRPG, so $6.79 for this is great. VC4 is on sale, but it's $30, a little bit expensive, so I would just stick with VC1 if you've never played the games. Moving on from that, also, Tales of Berseria is 75% off for $12.49. Many people would say that this is the best Tales of game ever. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I'm kind of partial towards Tales of Vesperia, but Tales of Berseria is a great game. The Tales of games generally follow the same formula in terms of gameplay. What really sets them apart from one another is the story, the characters, and Tales of Berseria in that regard is one of the strongest in the entire franchise. Velvet, the main character, is one of the more interesting main characters in all of JRPGs. A lot of JRPG main characters are, you know, they follow the same formula, and it's not that great. Velvet is this anti-hero, has a lot of layers to her character, and the rest of the cast is pretty great as well. So if you like the Tales of gameplay, if you like the Tales of kind of world building and things like that, you're gonna like Tales of Berseria on the standpoint that it has one of the best roster of characters and story that you're gonna find in the series. And again, $12.49 is great for this game. I do not believe Tales of Vesperia is on sale, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but that game just came out. Want to add to your wish list and get it down the line when it is on sale. And lastly, we do also have Tokyo's Andouille X Plus rounding out this bundle. This is 70% off for $17.99, without a doubt the cheapest I've seen this game for, and on that basis, I have to recommend this game. A lot of people will compare it to Persona. I can see those comparisons. Not as good as Persona 5. That needs to be said right away when you make Persona comparisons. People have high regards for Persona 5. Tokyo's Andouille isn't quite at that level, but it's also a pretty good game. The issue with this game compared to Persona 5, and I hate to make that comparison, because it makes this game seem like a lesser game than it is, but it's a lengthy game as well, but I feel like it isn't as compelling throughout the entire playthrough like Persona is. It's still really good. I like the characters. I like the art style. If you like the anime aesthetic JRPG, you're gonna like Tokyo's Andouille X Plus. If you want a Persona-like game that isn't quite as good as Persona 5, you'll like it. $18 for it is a great buy. Okay, so those are the 2 bundles I have for you guys. Again, bundling games, yes, it's fun and whatnot, but what you really want to do is find some cheap games that is gonna help you break that $30 threshold when you're already pretty close. You guys probably already know what games you want, but you're just coming right under that $30 budget. Well, I got you guys some games that'll break you through. First up, we got Super Hexagon, 66% off for $1.01. This game is awesome. This is a game that I spent too many hours on, given what kind of game it is. If you've never played Super Hexagon, it's this trippy puzzle game. I can't really explain it myself, but it's a game that you could just get lost in and spend a lot of time into. It's got a pretty good soundtrack, and a game you can always just go back and play whenever. So $1.01 for that is great. And they even have a Super Hexagon 2-pack if you want to get the game for a friend as well, $1.69 for that, so you do save a little bit on that. Next up, we have Mini Ninjas, which is 85% off for $1.49. This is a game that I've recommended in the past. It's done by IO Interactive, the guys that did Hitman, so that's pretty cool, and published by Square Enix, released years ago, but this was a super charming game. The issue with it was that it was released at a full $60 price point. Just looking at Mini Ninjas, you know, it's a hard sell at $60, but now at $1.50, it's a very charming game, and it's a game that I recommend you guys to go back and play. You'll see the reviews are pretty positive, all time at 86%. Do they have the Metacritic score? 74, so not as positive, but still pretty good. And again, a super charming game, a game that pretty much anyone can play, and for $1.49, a good buy here. Another game that I've often recommended is a little game known as Advent Rising. This released way back in the day on the original Xbox, and I've often compared it to a budget Mass Effect. I have to say budget Mass Effect because just like Tokyo's Andouille, people think highly of the original Mass Effect trilogy. Advent Rising, of course, not at the level of Mass Effect. However, if you want a pretty cool sci-fi RPG, you'll find it here with Advent Rising. This is a game that I played so long ago. I picked it up on PC. Haven't played much of the PC version, but just from my memory of the game, I thought it was a really cool title that has been pretty much forgotten about. Look at the release date, and then look at how many reviews it's got on Steam. It's pretty positive reviews, but yeah, for $2.49, another interesting title that will help you break the threshold. Moving on from that, I just searched the Tomb Raider games, and all of the Tomb Raider games, the legacy games that is, are pretty cheap. Tomb Raider 2013 is $3, and all of the older Tomb Raider games, Tomb Raider Legend is 97 cents, Anniversary is 98 cents, the other games, 97 cents, 97 cents, 97 cents. Underworld, I thought this game was pretty good, is 98 cents. Bunch of the Tomb Raider games are super cheap, so this is a super easy way to break that threshold. As far as quality of the games go, Underworld is a good one to go back and play because this one was right before the 2013 game, I believe, so technically it kind of holds up. The 2013 game, of course, for $3 is great, and if you do want to get Rise of the Tomb Raider, that game for $12 is very good as well. Of course, the Valve games are pretty cheap as well. Left 4 Dead 2 notably is 80% off for $1.99. Do I need to sell you on Left 4 Dead 2? This is a game, if you have a PC, even a lower-end PC, because it's so easy to run. It's a game that's essential to PC gamers because of the modding community, because of how good of a game it is, because it's still super active. Look at the all-time reviews. There's 150,000 reviews, 96% positive. I mean, that kind of sells you on the game itself. And again, a game with so much longevity to it because of the mods, because of the community, and for just $2, it's an essential game to your library. Years ago, Valve did give this game away for free. I wish Valve would start giving away some more notable games for free. I mean, Epic is doing it, so why can't they get on board? Give away games like Left 4 Dead 2, Portal. I would love to see that. But that's just me being a cheap ass and wanting free games. Left 4 Dead 2 for $2 is tremendous. Pick it up if you have yet to. Moving on from that, the Hitman games, the older ones, are also pretty cheap. Absolution is $5, so that's a little bit more expensive, but Blood Money's $2.49, Silent Assassin is $2.24, Contracts is $2.24. Forget about Hitman Go. Codename 47 is $1.99 as well. So yeah, old Hitman games, they're pretty good. Absolution, I thought, was pretty good. Hitman 2's on sale as well, but that's super expensive. That'll break the $30 threshold alone, but those games, I would recommend them. They're Hitman. They're pretty good. And lastly, I do want to give a shout to A Boy and His Blob, 75% off for $2.49. This is a game that I played way back in the day on the Nintendo Wii, and then I saw it ported over to PC, and I was like, man, that's a random game to port over to PC, but a really good one. A side-scrolling platformer. I believe it was a remake of a very old game on the NES. Yeah, it's an NES classic. Look at that visual style. Love the art style to this game. It's a very charming game, just like Mini Ninjas, but for $2.49. Another one if you want a not-so-serious platformer to get into to break that $30 threshold. So that's going to conclude this video, guys. Again, the issue really isn't about bundling games strategically, as I've noticed. It's more about breaking that $30 tag and finding those cheap games to help you do so. Super Hexagon, Mini Ninjas, Advent Rising, all the Tomb Raider games, Left 4 Dead, Hitman, and then A Boy and His Blob. Those are just a few of those games that I would recommend. There are other games like Audio Surf and Bastion and a bunch of other titles that you could do, but, you know, I have a limited time here, so I can't go over every game, but these are just some of the highlights, and if you want to see me do stuff like this in the future, because I'm sure that this $30, $5 off thing, this is not going to be the last time Steam does something like this, because there's competition in the wings now, and Steam needs to step up their games, Valve as well. So that's going to conclude this video, guys. If you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.